Guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. Please share this video. Today is April 3rd, 2025, and welcome to the Real GS News channel. Guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up. And once again, thank you so much for your support. US President Donald drops a bombshell message. He said this: the operation is over. The patient lived and is healing. The prognosis is that the patient will be far stronger, bigger, better, and more resilient than ever before. Make the sleeping giant great. You know what? The operation is over. He's referring to the tariffs. So he's saying that big things are coming. Big things are coming, even though, you got this stuff is coming out. You got like the, give me a second here. For example, you have this thing coming out. A lot of people's talking about it. We lost over one, just in Sleeping Giant, over $1.65 trillion wiped out from the Sleeping Giant stock market at open. But he's not too concerned about this. He's really not concerned. He's really not concerned about it. Again, the only people that's concerned are certain Sleeping Giant citizens. But he's not really concerned. He said this: the markets are going to boom. All right, so Donald just put out another message. I'm not too concerned about that. We're going to see something, and it's going to make us very powerful again. Alright guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to help and support the channel, we do have the Cash App link and a PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you so much for your support. And once again, I do see the super chat in the comments box. Thank you so much for that, guys. All right. So Donald said the markets are going to boom. It's going very well. We have $6 or $7 trillion coming into our sleeping giant. We never seen anything like it. The markets are gonna boom. The stocks are gonna boom. The country's gonna boom. And the rest of the world wants to see, is there any way can they make a deal? Oof. I tell you what, I think it's gonna be unbelievable. All right, so Donald has faith that we're going to see a lot of ching coming in, and big companies like Donald, we want some of that money. So again, Donald's saying it's gonna boom, and that things is gonna look a lot better for us. Once again, Donald said the operation is over. The sleeping giant will be stronger than ever. The operation is over, referring to tariffs. The patient lived and is healing. The prognosis is that the patient will be far stronger, bigger, better, and more resilient than ever before. Once again, make the sleeping giant powerful. All right, so we're gonna get to all this here. What are your guys' thoughts? Leave comments down below. I mean, I've seen like the stock market and this over $1 trillion being wiped out. So a lot of people are very concerned. A lot of people are saying, well, I thought Donald was gonna, fix all this, and we are basically in a really bad situation. But Donald, he's not too concerned about that. He's not too concerned about that. So let's see what's going on here, guys. Donald offered a rosy assessment after the stock market dropped sharply Thursday over his tariff, saying, I think it's going very well. Donald, the stock market went kaboom. Not boom, it went kaboom. The markets are going to boom, he said. Okay. The stock is going to boom. The country is going to boom. And he said when asked about the market as he left the White House to fly to one of his Florida golf clubs. And again, he's just not very concerned about it. He's not. He has faith that everything's going to be all right. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped more than 1,600 points on Thursday as the sleeping giant stock led a worldwide sell-off after the right leader announcement of tariffs against much of the world ignited a shock like none seen since the C19 2020 event. That C19 2020 event was a whole different ballgame, though. I mean, that there was completely a different. You can't compare the situation. You can't. The world completely, the entire world completely locked down. Someone opened a peanut butter jelly bar. All right, so it says here Donald on Wednesday announced a minimum tariff of 10% on imports, with the tax rates running much higher on products from certain countries like the Red Dragon and those from the European Union. The announcement jolted markets worldwide, but Donald said that was to be expected. He compared the sleeping giant to a sick patient in need of surgery. Oh, okay. When asked by a reporter for his reaction to the worst stock market dropped in years. So Donald is saying, again, everything's gonna be fine. This sleeping giant is gonna heal. It's gonna get stronger. It's gonna get powerful. And so using that metaphor. Leave comments down below, guys. I think it's going very well. We have an operation. Like when a patient gets operated on its big thing, I said this would exactly be the way it is, he said, in apparent reference to the sell-off. So you guys know there was a huge hit. Stock market went, So some sleeping giant citizens are very concerned about this. But Donald's saying, hey, this is a surgery going on. This is a process of surgery. Everything's going to be fine. He talked about not millions, not billions, but trillions of dollars in investment that is coming into our sleeping giant country from companies that want to make their products in the sleeping giant to avoid tariffs. And that's true, guys, because one of them is you have Nike. You have Nike, and which is in Vietnam, and you have others like the chip in Taiwan, and then you have companies in South Korea. You got all these companies in the Red Dragon and other big countries. And those companies, they don't want to lose money. Those companies definitely don't want to lose money. And they have no other choice but to basically come to our sleeping giant land, possibly make a lot more money. The rest of the world wants to see, is there any way they can make a deal, he said. Later, speaking with the reporters on aboard Air Force One, Donald said that he'd be open to using tariffs to negotiate with other countries, and that it would depend on whether they have something phenomenal to offer in return. He maintains that other countries have been taking advantage of the sleeping giant for a long time, and he wants it to stop. Today I was watching some of these short clip videos on YouTube, and the one short clip video that popped up was Donald and Oprah. It was back, I believe, in the 80s when Donald appeared in the Oprah Winfrey show, and Donald was really young. He was really young, and he's like, I'm so sick and tired seeing that our sleeping giant is being abused and is being abused by all these other lands, and I get sick and tired just seeing that happen. And Oprah responded and said, you're speaking about some kind of political figure. Are you thinking about running for office? Donald said, I don't think so. I don't think so. But again, I'm just sick and tired of seeing all these land taking advantage of us, and it bothers me. And that was back in the 80s. Now, ladies and gentlemen, good things happen to those who wait, right? That's the saying. Donald is saying, hey, foreigners out there, you had a good time. You took advantage of us. Now it's time to pay back. So if you watch the video Oprah and Donald, if you watch that video on YouTube, you're going to be in shock, and it kind of lines up to what's going on with this situation of tariffs. You'll be like, wow, Donald was holding on to that for many years, and he got his opportunity to slap these lands and said, that's it, game over. For many years, we've been at the wrong side of the ball. And I tell you what, I think is going to be unbelievable. Donald said as he left the White House to attend a Saudi-backed golf tournament at his club in Doral, Florida. Oh, he's not going to West Palm Beach? All right, so I thought he was going to go to West Palm Beach. All right, so it seems like this is over for this one here. But guys, I want to bring something else up. Donald also announced something. Donald has announced the gold card. Donald shows a $5 million gold card. Wow. $5 million gold card, Donald card, claiming to be the first buyer. And it has begun. Remember, guys, that money is supposed, again, if I'm not mistaken, I think that money is going to go to the debt, to the U.S. debt. So anybody that wants to come to the Sleeping Giant and have full citizenship and many other things, and you could build business here, it will only cost you $5 million to have that gold card pass, and you will have all these goodies. Now, Donald could do something that no other Sleeping Giant leader has ever done, and that's to bring the Sleeping Giant debt to zero. Zero. Donald could do that with this gold card. Imagine thousands buying that gold card and, just paying off the debt and bringing it down to zero. And these people that is buying the gold card will build their companies here in a Sleeping Giant, make this country powerful. So this is something big here, guys. This is some very, very important news. Donald just presented, first time ever, the gold card. Okay, let me just bring this up really quick. Now, we don't need it because we are citizens. This, again, it goes for those that want to be citizen. Donald, $5 million gold card Visa program may soon be available to purchase. You can't find this at Walmart. Speaking to reporters on Air Force One Thursday, Donald unveiled the gold card for the first time and announced that it was going to be released about less than 2 weeks. Wow. Let the games begin. So how much is going to be, again, how much of these gold card is he going to sell? For $5 million, this could be yours, Donald told reporters. That was the first of the cards. You know what that card is. It's the gold card, Donald said. The gold card. He continued flexing the card, which fittingly has his face on it. When asked by a reporter, who the first buyer was, Donald said, "Me! I am the first." As for the second buyer, Donald said he doesn't know, but the car will be out in about less than 2 weeks, probably. Pretty exciting, right? The president asks about want to buy one. Anybody want to buy one? Donald initially announced the Gold Card, essentially an upgraded version of a green card that's exclusively affordable by the wealthy in February. Now, we are going to be selling a gold card, Donald told reporters in the Oval Office. At the time, we are going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million. And that's going to give you green card privileges. Plus, now wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. He continued. They'll be wealthy and they'll be successful and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Wow. What do you guys think? Donald Gold Card soft launch comes on the heels of a stock market plummet as a result of his sweeping tariffs on global trade partners Wednesday. Addressing the state of the economy on Thursday, Donald said it was to be expected. This is a patient that was very sick. We really inherited a terrible economy. As you know, with a lot of problems, including loss of manufacturing and plants closed up all over the country. He continued, it was a sick patient and went through an operation on Liberation Day. And it's going to be a booming country and very booming country. All right. So he has a plan to kind of fix this injured individual, which is a metaphor. The sleeping giant is injured, and he has a plan. Right now is going through surgery. The surgery is that he's fixing the sleeping giant. He's fixing the economy from these Looney Tunes that's been taken over as sleeping giant for the last couple of decades and took it down the drainage hole. But Donald has said he's fixing it. Basically, Donald is a doctor, and he's doing the surgery, and his plan is to bring as much company to this country and sell these gold cards. It's an upgrade of a green card. It would give the rich people the opportunity to come to the sleeping giant, to open up business here, and to make money and make the sleeping giant powerful again. And these money, the $5 million card, would go possibly to the US debt. That $40 trillion could go down to zero balance. And then Donald's gonna give it to the left once he finishes term, and these lefters gonna be like, ooh, we could spend a lot of money here. Party time. That's what he do. They spend the money. They take it for themselves. They're gonna have mansions. They're gonna have all these beautiful luxury things. Unless the sleeping giant take back the power of checks. They cannot write anything unless our permission. That's how it was at the very beginning. We should be the one holding the checks. The left comes, hey, can we have $5 billion? For what? What do you want $5 billion for? No. So, again, hopefully it works out like that. By the time he leaves the spotlight, we get the authorities. We get the last word when it comes to writing all these money to the world. Because enough is enough. Sleeping Giant almost went bankrupt. Donald is trying to save it. Elon's trying to save it. Let's see if all this works out. Let's see the gold card works out. Let's see the tariff works out. So again, share the video, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get to access to our live stream every Monday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about in the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.